Anyways, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Goddamn.
Stand-up guy. Professional.
Wow.
Always.
Mason, wait.
No. The pinnacle of professionalism. Remember that time he was on set of the Fast and Furious movies and was like, I don't like Vin Diesel. He's not professional. Unlike me, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Consummate professional.
They're probably just both lunatics, though, really.
Absolutely. That's right.
Anyways, everything I'm about to talk about here is from an article from The Wrap. And Amazon MGM said the following claims about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson are false and ridiculous.
Defamatory?
No.
Okay.
They're just false and ridiculous.
Okay.
So we're going to get into this. People might have seen this article, but it's basically about a history of Dwayne Johnson, the opposite of the things Mason was saying. Maybe unprofessional, etc.
What?
Maybe
No.
turning up late, etc.
Look how big he is.
Maybe pissing in bottles, etc.
No.
Yes, Mason.
His gin or whatever, his tequila bottles?
Pissing in it, Mason.
No.
And you
he's-
bought so much
he's
of it.
producing beautiful tequila.
You're drinking some now, Mason.
I am.
So, in terms of the movie Red One, for those of you who don't know, it's they're hoping to launch a potential franchise, Amazon with Red One, which is about a villain who kidnaps Santa from the North Pole, after which an ELF, extremely large and formidable operative, joins forces with a bounty hunter to find Santa and save Christmas. Stars Chris Evans also, J.K. Simmons is Santa Claus, The Rock, etc.
Ryan Reynolds?
No, you're thinking of Red Notice. The movie Red Notice,
yeah.
and one of the Fast and Furious
Oh, it is
spin-offs.
Chris Evans, isn't it?
It is Chris Evans, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. It's one of those movies that doesn't seem like a real movie.
Yeah.
But it is. And there's a reason why.
We don't know that for sure. I mean, I've only seen that one.
There's that one image.
There's that one image where it's The Rock and he's in like a red rubber suit.
Yeah.
And then Chris Evans, it turns out, is there and he's in like a leather jacket. And he's like, ugh.
Ugh.
You know?
So this was originally...
Schlubby Chris Evans this time.
Doubt it. This is originally slated for release during the 2023 Christmas season.
That's been and gone.
Yeah, but the theatrical release has been delayed till November of this year. Now, originally this was because of the labour strikes, they were saying, right? But the real story was a lot messier. Apparently, there are a number of...
Let's get into it.
Here
Let's
we go.
dig in the muck then, shall we?
We have to. There are a number of production issues ranging from Johnson's chronic lateness and lack of professionalism.
Chronic lateness?
I don't think he's that kind of guy, Mason.
No.
Maybe he is.
I was miming smoking steroids.
Then yes.
Smoking a big steroid
Then he
doobie.
was smoking a big syringe full of steroids. Chronic lateness and lack of professionalism on set. And also producers' inexperience is somebody we will talk about in this article.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, it caused costs on the movie co-starring Chris Evans and J.K. Simmons to spiral upwards, and the final budget is over $250 million for this Christmas elf rescue movie.
That, to be clear, everyone will forget about the day after it comes out. This is all money. This is all money laundering. Allegedly.
Absolutely, yeah. Johnson was late on an average of 7 to 8 hours per day.
That's a long time.
That's the day.
That is an entire workday, isn't it? Yeah.
And I know it's often they'll film for like 10, 12 hours, right?
Yeah.
But that's a crazy amount of time to be. When I was a teacher, that the school's finished.
Yeah.
I would turn up and it would be well finished.
Okay, but what if you were like a real hotshot celebrity teacher and school is on when you get there?
Like Robin Williams in Dead Poets Society.
Exactly. The kids just have to wait around smoking cigarettes until you get there, and then you spin your chair around and you sit on it backwards and you're like, okay, kids, let's wrap.
Yep. I'm leaving though.
Yeah.
I'm leaving early.
That's right.
So because of that, the cost of this ballooned by at least $50 million. And according to 3 insiders who insisted on anonymity for fear of being fired.
Or crushed to death.
Sure, because people probably know this, but on set, when you're not filming, you're just burning money.
Yeah.
People have to be there regardless. People should be, and for the most part, hopefully, are being paid.
Yeah.
You've got setups, all of these things.
You got to feed them.
You got to feed everybody. You can only film at certain times.
You got to rent all the
Got
equipment.
to rent all the equipment and the spaces. It goes on and on. The knock-on then goes on to other productions which are happening. It doesn't surprise
nobody
me.
can go on to another job.
No.
You know?
It was a fucking disaster, one insider said.
First of all, language. But
I agree. On days when Johnson didn't show up at all, the production crew was forced to shoot around him, the insider added. That is something that they often do. You know, they'll get the stunt person and film the back of their head while someone else delivers lines to them. Happens all of the time. But that's not how you should make a movie for the most part, in my opinion. Dwayne truly doesn't give a fuck,
Whoa.
one insider said bluntly. This apparently is not a new thing.
The foul mouth on this insider, honestly.
I think that was a different insider.
Whoa, the foul mouths on these insiders.
I want you to cast your mind and your MacBook, Mason, back to the year.
Okay, I'm going to cast my MacBook into this river.
Good. Back to the year 2018 and the movie Rampage. Johnson was late an average of 4 to 5 hours daily with one co-star, who we don't know who.
But probably the only other person in that movie.
Yeah,
Who
whoever
was it? I don't know.
The gorilla?
Not going to check. Maybe. The winged wolf or whatever it was. Actually, I think it was very unprofessional. I was here every day. Jumping off a big building or whatever.
Get one co-star keeping records of his tardiness, according to two insiders.
Wiggle Lizard couldn't go onto the bloody next Godzilla movie.
Wouldn't dream of it. Mm-hmm. Dwayne's call times are never, ever published on the call sheet, one insider said. It's because one of the actors on Rampage was keeping track of how late DJ was to set every day. Also, no one calls him DJ. Am I alone in that? Is that like a thing? If you're like, who's DJ? Would you be like,
it's Dwayne Johnson? Yeah,
you would say that, would you?
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
not DJ from Full House and the sequel series Fuller House.
No,
okay,
he's out of the zeitgeist. I'm only thinking of Dwayne Johnson.
Oh. The examples of Johnson's tardiness are numerous and well documented, from showing up late to fan events to leaving entire sets idle while he is off doing 3-hour workouts. That's also too much, in my opinion.
Sure.
You can work out less.
No, but that's because you don't try hard enough, you know?
No, I do. I just do it in a smaller amount of time.
Oh.
I try extra hard.
Okay, right.
That's how you do it.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know that.
But he's also trying extra hard and then he does 3 hours. So he's beating you by a country mile.
Yeah, maybe.
That's embarrassing for you.
I guess it is a bit embarrassing. But at least I don't piss in bottles, and we'll get to that. It's his absolute...
You've never pissed in a bottle?
I've never pissed in a bottle.
Interesting.
Ever. In my life. Have you?
No.
Because I feel like you were going to admit it to me then.
No.
If I said that I did, you would say
no,
yes.
I wouldn't say that, no.
But
you just openly piss in your car if you're stuck in traffic, you really need to go.
I'm waist deep.
You piss in your glove compartment.
I'm waist deep in piss in my car. It's his absolute refusal to work more than 4 to 5 hours a day, a studio insider added.
CD slot.
Another insider suggested it's a control thing. Johnson's behavior has led to a confrontation with co-stars. Here's an interesting one, Mason. You mentioned this. Most famously, Vin Diesel. Vin had a problem with problems with The Rock because The Rock keeps showing up late for production. An insider told people during their work together on the Fast and Furious franchise. People? Yep. Sometimes he doesn't show up at all, and he's delaying the production. Also, during the production in the fall of 2020 on Netflix's similarly titled Red Notice.
He gave everybody Christmas presents and they were just piss in bottles. He said, this is my new tequila or whatever. I call it my piss tequila.
Ryan Reynolds was so infuriated after waiting 5 hours for Johnson that they had a huge fight, according to insiders. Ooh. Johnson stormed off set, then the two didn't speak for years until they recently patched things up. Red Notice 2 is in production.
Nice.
But because it did so well.
Apparently it did,
and that may explain why we're not probably going to get Red Notice 2.
Oh, well, at least we got Red Notice, the best movie of all time.
No. Insiders also accused Johnson of using some of Red Notice. Also, isn't Ryan Reynolds very nice? I mean, we don't know any of these people. Isn't he notoriously nice?
He's certainly sassy,
and
isn't
creative and sassy and all of that.
Yeah. He's
so
got
to anger
wit.
Ryan Reynolds, he runs a tight production as well. He's churning them out.
That's right.
Insiders also accused Johnson of using some of Red Notice's movie budget for his personal production company, according to two insiders. Just assume all this is insiders, by the way. Nobody's put their name to any of this. The team from Johnson's $7 Productions tacked on an entire XFL promotion shoot that added 2 days to the Red Notice marketing shoot.
Okay.
That is bold as brass. I kind of love that, though.
What's going on with the XFL? Does anybody know? So
No.
Dwayne Johnson owns the XFL.
Apparently. And he's a big WWE owner now, board member something, remember?
Well.
On set, away from his trailer, if he needs to pee, he doesn't go to public bathrooms, one insider who knows the movie star said well. He pees in a Voss water bottle and his team...
Good product placement.
Absolutely.
That's the glass ones.
It's the glass one.
Cylinder ones, okay.
And his team or a PA has to dispose of it.
Piss
PA.
assistant.
PA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is wild because surely if you're doing this, if you're getting a
It's probably so hydrated or really dehydrated.
yeah, it's tough to say, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe he's drinks so much that he's constantly on the verge of having to pee all the time.
Maybe he is. He actually got a quote and he says, I would never piss in a bottle because I piss so much that I would fill up the bottle with all my piss because I'm so powerful. I would need multiple piss bottles.
That's amazing.
That's a quote from him.
Wow.
He says, because my balls are so full of piss.
Wow.
My back teeth
here's
are
a quote
floating.
from Tim Burton. He said, I would never piss in a bottle, but I would certainly never piss in a bottle given to me by Kevin Smith. If you're The Rock and you can get an additional trailer that has your personal gym in it, surely you can get a little toilet put somewhere in a little
shower curtain.
Call Kenny.
Call
the piss
Kenny.
The
he's
toilet
more of a
supply
shit guy, but yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, Mason.
It could be even not even. I bet for Hollywood superstars who are like VIPs at music festivals, I bet they have really nice portable toilets. Very, very important piss. Yeah.
Very important piss people.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean,
you get a nice one.
Get a nice one.
Nice lighting, good selfie lighting.
Also, it's weird that you're like, if you're 4 to 8 hours late.
Yeah.
But then
you
when
piss
you're
out
there,
of the way
you
before
piss,
you get there.
But then when you're there, you stay on set and piss in a bottle.
Yeah.
Your priorities are fucked up.
Yeah,
man.
that's weird, isn't it? Right? He's like, well, what now? I'm here. I've got to be absolutely professional. I can't simply leave and go down that corridor and pee and come back in 1 minute. I simply must pee in a bottle right here.
Yeah, that is wild. Yeah. I think also this guy, he's doing too much because he's constantly running between projects.
Yeah.
If you're on a movie, that should be the thing that you're doing, right? Like that's your job.
It kind of is.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying, yeah.
So it's kind of wild to me that like if he's running the XFL and he's wrestling again and he's also on the board and he's making multiple blockbusters and selling tequila and all of that, maybe just tone it, no one wants to see you that much either.
I don't know, though.
I don't think people do.
They have for a long time. I mean, maybe this is
These movies don't even make that much money. They don't make enough money, and I think that's why this is happening. If he was like making billion-dollar movies every time, we wouldn't hear a fucking word about this.
No. And I think you're right in the sense that he has had a sort of a reversal of fortunes of a sort. Black Adam did not do well, even though everybody assured us it would and what have you. So maybe he's just like, well, now I'm going to try 10 more things and see which one... I'm
going to do 10 things bad, very averagely.
Yeah, except for the pissing, which I'll do very well
that's good.
and very accurately.
Yeah. Oh, there's more to this, though. So Hiram Garcia, he's the brother of Dwayne Johnson's ex-wife.
Okay.
And he started as his personal assistant in 2002, I think on The Mummy Returns.
Okay.
And initially, this guy was doing protein shakes and meal prep. But
making him for Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yes, but over the years, he worked his way up, and now he is president of production at $7 Productions, which is Dwayne Johnson's production company.
Okay, all right.
And
Where's the ex-wife?
Yeah, they divorced a few years ago. I think he remarried or something. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
But
it's difficult to picture the Rock with like
anybody.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's just like a weightlifting machine, you know?
Yeah,
it's kind of weird, right?
It is.
But
weird.
There are some celebrities.
It's weird in his movies, like when you see him like
kiss a woman.
Somebody. I don't like it. Don't kiss anybody, man, woman, whatever. We don't like it. So despite working side by side and his frequent... also, what a journey. You go from making protein shakes to a production head or whatever.
Movies are the protein shake of life.
Definitely. Despite working side by side and frequently shadowing seasoned producers for years on large-scale productions, Hiram has no idea how to produce, the top agency insider added.
Uh-oh. Like some shade at this guy.
Yeah.
He's just been brought in here.
Yep.
And
well, he is somewhat responsible, it seems, because he's can't schedule for shit, this guy, apparently.
I see.
The only thing he has ever known is how to work for Dwayne. Anytime he's been in a situation where his responsibilities have expanded beyond DJ, who's that?
From Full House.
Yeah, he is at Fuller House, the sequel series.
Well, I mean, he's been doing crazy stuff with like The Rock and stuff. So no wonder.
Anytime he's been in a situation where responsibilities have expanded beyond DJ, he has crumbled. Here's a great quote from the top agency insider. Okay. If Vince from Entourage tried to give Turtle...
Now you're speaking my language.
tried to give Turtle a real job, Hiram Garcia was what you would get as a result.
Ouch.
Yeah. Also, bearing in mind, this is all... We don't know to this.
That's true. This might all be lies.
True, really.
But I mean, The Rock does not feel like a guy who suffers fools gladly. So it's interesting that he hasn't kicked this guy to the curb. I mean his family, I guess, to some degree.
Maybe he's just keeping people away from him. So like,
oh yeah, okay, right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So matters all came to a head in 2022 where Johnson and Danny Garcia met with Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav.
Oh, here we go.
Big man, normal man. On not only inserting Superman back into Black Adam.
Oh, you're a tall drink of water, he would have said to The Rock.
Yep. But according to 4 insiders with knowledge of the meeting, positioning $7 to run DC and then and replace then Chief Walter Hamada.
Ooh.
We know about this. There was a play by The Rock to take over DC and then make Black Adam versus Shazam.
Black Adam versus Superman.
Justice Society and led by Black Adam.
Nice.
Probably Black Adam 2.
Yeah.
And then League of Super Pets.
That's right.
Again.
Big success.
Yeah. It went okay. Next up on Johnson's list of things he's doing is A24's The Smashing Machine, a biopic about UFC fighter Mark Kerr that will be directed by Ben Safdie.
Johnson the Safdie brothers.
Yeah, Johnson is set to star alongside his Jungle Cruise co-star Emily Blunt. However, one insider warned Benny has no clue what he's gotten himself into.
Interesting.
Because you kind of, if you're making like an A24 film as well, like that's not a $200 million production.
No, that's quick turnaround. That's,
the budgets are like 10 million or whatever, and then if you don't go, that's a big deal.
If your main guy doesn't show up.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think this will probably, he will do a lot of press and personal effort to kind of, to write this perceived look.
Yeah, okay.
Whether or not it's true or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just think he's just doing too many things, Priorities are all fucked up.
I agree.
Your priorities should be family.
But is he loving it, though?
I don't know.
Is he loving this?
How could you love this?
I don't know.
How could you love doing 9 things badly?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
But is everybody telling him he's doing great?
Well, not not now.
Wow,
You
I
know?
am.
Are you?
Yeah, I'd tell him on Twitter.
Yeah.
Say, man, you're doing great, man.
But how do you feel when there's a new The Rock movie or anything? How do you feel about it? What's your response? What if he was in Tron Ares? Would you like that?
Kind of.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, see?
He could be Big Tron.
Yeah, he could be Big Tron. That's right. You thought you defeated Tron, but now he's Big Tron.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's because whenever you see
Think about how many lights could be on it.
If
How
it's
many light strips on The Rock when he's Big Tron? He'd look like a house at Christmas time.
like whenever there's a trailer or an image,
Yeah.
it's just like, this looks like shit.
What was the last thing he did?
God, was it Black Adam?
No, he's done stuff after that.
I don't know. That was only last year.
Okay. Here's the thing, though.
Hang on, I'm just joking.
As someone who is very cynical for this industry, I still am kind of like jazzed when I see him in a thing.
Well, apparently he's very nice and personable and everything and all of that. So,
Yeah. Is he still doing Young Rock?
Oh, the last thing, no, that got cancelled. The last thing he did was that,
Moana?
no, well, he's doing that this year.
Ballers?
But no, he was in Fast X.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And before that it was Black Adam. Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently it was the same on all, like, people are coming out of the woodwork being like, yeah, he was late on Ballers, he was late on this.
Yeah,
and that.
right.
Isn't Ballers just like Entourage with a big man?
Yep, that's right.
I've never seen it. And I won't. So, yeah, I don't know, man. But if you look at it, it's like Red Notice, Jungle Cruise, like Black Adam. Then there's Jumanji movies and they're fine. And then there's Hobbs and Shaw, which is dreadful.
Correct.
Fighting with My Family's, I think, good, but he's like barely in it. And it's sort of like Rampage, Skyscraper. This is just average stuff, man. Baywatch, the Fast and Furious extended fight scenes. I don't know what that is.
It's a DVD extra, presumably.
Must be, but just, I don't know. Apparently he's in Gem and the Holograms. There you go.
All right,
It's good to learn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he'll pivot. As he always does, and he'll try and fix his image and
He'll squirm his way out like
That's
the little
right.
rat he is.
Do you think he's got a rat's heart?
No, he's got a lion's
And a-
heart. He eats it for breakfast.
But a rat's brain is what you're
Maybe.
saying. Good luck to him.
I
and we
agree.
respect him.
Yeah.